Hi Aquarius, welcome to your December 2020 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. Whether you're a new subby or an old subby, I just want to send you so much love and gratitude and thanks for the year ahead, for the year that's just been, for the year that's just been, for all of your amazing support and everything that you have done for Reydiant Reality, for me, everything that you've helped it become. It really is an honor to keep serving you guys, and I'm truly grateful for everything that you have allowed me to do and be over this course of this year. And for those of you that have been with me longer than that, you'll know who you are. So before we start, I just want to send you all so much love from my heart to yours, whether you celebrate or whether you don't. Happy holidays, happy Yule, happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you do or don't celebrate, I still send you so much love from my heart to yours. So have an amazing time. And before we get started, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us all on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So before we start, as we start, for our actions and interactions with the world at large this year, or should I say this month of December, we get the Eight of Wands, right? So this is going to be a big communication month. Everybody and anybody is going to want to get in touch. Everybody and anybody is going to want to be in your Aquarian energy over the course of December. I wonder why, because as you know, we have that giant, massive conjunction, the great conjunction that is taking place on the 21st of December. In the sign of Aquarius. That's Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter and Saturn coming together at 0 degrees of Aquarius. This is a big deal for us, whether you're a sun, moon or ascendant. My readings are always for sun, moon and ascendant of a sign. All of the other other planets, to a lesser degree, but you know, check them if you've got, you know, a really strong placement, who knows. But for me, my readings are always sun, moon and ascendant. And if you have your sun, one of the big three, the sun, the moon or the ascendant in Aquarius, this is going to be a very big, powerful beginning for all of you in some way, shape or form. So lots of communication. This is going to see you reaching out. It's going to see you networking. You might be doing a little bit of the usual Aquarian workaholic tendency over the course of December, which makes sense, right? If you've got ideas that are popping around and buzzing in your mind, if you've got things that you feel drawn to do or pulled to do, this is definitely the time to do that. I think it's going to be a lot more of a social month, maybe not necessarily an in-person social month, especially for us in the UK. We're currently under lockdown, and that's supposed to be lifted on December 2nd, but we're not sure if it's actually going to happen. So like I said, this could be where you are emailing, text messaging, talking to people, collaborating with people. You know, this could be you doing all kinds of amazing things at this time. And with the Eight of Wands, there's an element here of you either teaching something or learning something, which is very exciting. I love this as well. The other thing with the Eight of Wands, it tends to see you, because it's in your actions and interactions with the world at large, right? So this is going to see you being really true to your word. This is going to see you being really authentic in the way that you express yourself, which is very cool. For our money and materials, we have the Ace of Cups. I love this. Right, so your heart, your Ace of Cups is literally your heart, right? It's your heart space, it's your heart energy. In your heart of hearts, what do you want to create for yourself on the material level? This is a time for you to really pay attention to where your energy is at, where your thoughts are at, where your focus is, because you could be manifesting as you think, manifesting as you speak. And it's really important that your words, your actions, your deeds, and your energy especially, and your emotions, and your thoughts, right? Your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy. You need to make sure those are aligned with what it is that you truly want at that heart space level. So if you want to make more money, if you want more finance, if you want more prosperity, if you want more abundance, what are you doing about it with your energy, your thoughts, and your emotions? Those are the three key things that you need to have aligned in a good space in order to manifest or to create something. Obviously, all of those, you know, coupled with your actions. There's your Eight of Wands. Right, it all matters for sure. So when it comes to your physical health and vitality, this would be a time where, you know, literally looking after your heart space. But it's funny because I don't feel like this is like on a physical level of looking after your heart. I actually feel like this is on a almost like on a spiritual sort of or emotional level. This is about making sure, you know, is your inner health, you know, is that intact? Is that in a good space? This is what you want to look after over the course of this month. And then for your home and environment, you got the Ace of Cups. This really, for me, this is about finding that true energy of abundance. And what that actually means is being open-hearted, being truly open-hearted and truly openly giving, and allowing that energy to filter out into the world. You know, it's true what they say, the giver ultimately receives the most benefit in the end anyway. And I'm in a personal year 9, and I think I've really discovered that this year. I kind of knew it to be true, but this year it's just made so much sense, you know, like that energy or that idea or that thought, you know, it really it's made a lot of impact on me this year. So for our communications and conversations, we have the Five of Swords, so not an easy card. I kind of feel like this is just you trying to do too much, if I'm completely honest with you, and it might be that you get a little bit frazzled or you get a little bit fractious. It kind of suggests to me as well that you probably want to find a pace, find a rhythm, all right? So find a pace and a rhythm to go at that doesn't have you sort of doing, you know, everything at 1,000 miles an hour. Providing you can slow things down and keep it easy, I think you will be in a good space over the course of this month. And then finally, for our love and our heart and half sector, we've got the Two of Swords, right? So this is interesting because the Two of Swords falls next to the Five of Swords. That kind of suggests, for those of you that are partnered or in relationships, you and your partner could be talking about something this month, something that is really important to you, or something that is maybe something that's not, you know, not something that you want everybody outside of your partnership to know. This is a time for you guys to be really honest with each other, to be really open with each other. It suggests as well that if one of you is feeling more stressed than the other, one thing that I want you to look at here for those of you that are partnered or in long-term relationships, because with the Five of Swords, remember I said that workaholic tendency, and the Eight of Wands workaholic tendency might come up. It may be that happens and your partner feels the brunt of it, and they get sort of a little bit antsy because they're not gonna, you know, it's like, well, I don't want to pull them off their stride, or, you know, while they're in their zone, but that could be where a little bit of resentment sets in. So this is a time for you to pay attention to your partner, Aquarius, and see the cues. If they kind of pull away, or they're a little bit more reserved or withdrawn, the chances are you are not giving them enough attention. All right, so you need to pay attention to this at this time. The other thing, for those of you that are single, it looks like you'll be having some sort of banter or some sort of you know, conversation with somebody that is, you know, maybe somebody that just, okay, so that's your first week of the month. Maybe somebody that rubs you, you know, not rubs you, yeah, maybe they rub you a little bit the wrong way, or, you know, maybe they show up for you in that respect. Now, remember the Two of Swords as well. Twos are about partnerships, connections, collaborations, but also oppositions. The Two of Swords specifically is about oppositions as well, and it comes up next to the Five of Swords. So, and, you know, remember, your heart and half isn't just about your personal relationships. Sometimes it's about your familial connections as well. So this could be you and your parents, you and a sibling. Like, there might be a little bit of a tough conversation that comes up with somebody in that sphere. For our first week of the month, we have the Lovers card, right? Lovers is all about choice, decision, and making actions to make directions and decisions, right? And this falls underneath that Eight of Wands. This has a very teaching element to it for sure. It suggests as well that there could be, for some of you, a connection with somebody that either lives at a distance to you, possibly not overseas, but if it is something like that, it will definitely be through excuse me, through social media. Yeah, there could just be a connection like that. Or for some of you, this could be you working with or alongside a teacher, a mentor, or a coach. But with the Lovers card there, you know, and this right underneath your actions, it's possible that somebody could come in. For those of you that are single, it's possible that somebody could come in this month, especially here in the first week of the month, and maybe at first you don't really notice what the connection is or what it could become, but there's a lot of potential behind it, I'll tell you that. For your second week of the month, you have the Chariot card right underneath the Ace of Cups. I love this, right? So this is great. Remember what I said, you know, being in alignment, holding that energy, and also the Chariot is really quick. It's a very fast card. It tends to bring things in sort of quickly, sometimes even instantly. And as an energy for the week ahead, what it kind of gives you is, it gives you the energy to push on. So it's kind of like when, even if a challenge or an obstacle comes up, this is going to give you the energy to push past it, which is great. Really, really like that. And because it's coupled there with the Ace of Cups, this could be a time where you and a partner are, for those of you that are partnered, you could be planning some sort of travel. For some of you, you could be just planning travel in general, you know, whether you're partnered, single, taken, irrelevant. But yeah, really, really exciting. And then for our third week of the month, we have the Moon card underneath the Five of Swords. So this is literally holiday week, right? And at this time you could be feeling a lot more pensive, a lot more what's the word, reflective. And remember as well, that grand conjunction that's going to be taking place at 0 of Aquarius, you will feel it. You'll feel it viscerally. It's going to be really, really interesting. It might even be a little bit intense. And the reason I say this, remember, Saturn is like a grounding kind of energy, and Jupiter is kind of like a lofty sort of higher sort of energy. So we're talking about heaven and earth colliding here, and you know, sparks are going to fly, right? So if this could be, in a lot of ways, this could be you literally just getting used to that energy. So if over the course of this week, when these two big guys come together, you feel a bit like, ooh, you know, there's nothing wrong with you, nothing's going wrong. It's not that, you know, like, oh, you know, you said it would be great. It's not that. It's just you trying to assimilate what is a brand new cycle, a brand new era, a brand new moment in your life, in your understanding, in your, you know, in your outlook, in everything really. But you've got the Moon card coupled with the Five of Swords. So yeah, this could be a moment where either a secret is divulged to you, or maybe you feel the need to share something with somebody. And it might not necessarily be easy, but it does suggest like a clearing of the air, if that makes sense. And then for your fourth week of the month, you have the High Priestess. Wow. All right. So this tells me that this could be a powerful month for a very powerful spiritual download. You've got the Moon card with the High Priestess. That's a very spiritual and intuitive energy. But the High Priestess coupled with the Two of Swords, that is very, very psychic situations or people. That's a double up energy. The Two of Swords on its own is a very psychic card, but the High Priestess is the ultimate psychic card. You couple those two together, this could be a powerful psychic understanding or realization that you have. It could be a download of information that comes suddenly, that comes powerfully, that comes within. And if you, at this moment in time, in this fourth week of the month, if you find that you are a bit more reflective or pensive or quiet or withdrawn, it's because you're processing all of these amazing insights and understandings that are coming in. It could also suggest as well some sort of big idea that comes in, and you know, maybe this is the reason that you're kind of in that workaholic mode and your partner's kind of like, well, you know, it's holiday season, why are you pulling away from me? It's just a moment where you want to think about kind of what's, do you know what I mean? Like what's happening there. But yeah, either which way, obviously you have to give this credence, because if it's coming like this, it means that you're meant to do something with it. So for our key to the month, let's have a look, see what comes up. All right, for our key to the month, we get the Empress. Right, look at that beautiful, fruitful, powerful, wondrous energy. And the fact that we have the Empress as well, whatever seeds are sown at this time are going to have far-reaching ripples. This is, I consider December a month of the month of the acorn, right? When you think about what comes from an acorn, an oak tree, Oak trees are mighty and they are powerful. So this month, the universe is going to give you an acorn. Make sure you plant it right. Make sure you plant that seed in good, fertile ground or soil. If this is an idea that you have, speak to the right people. You know, start putting out those feelers, start making those connections, start doing that networking. Do it now so that when the new year comes, you are already ahead of yourself. And yes, also, you know, alongside all of these wonderful things and shifts that are happening for you, you do, for those of you that are partnered or in relationships, you need to give your partner the time, the credit, the love, the attention, all of that they deserve, right? You're going to have to find a way to balance all of this month. And that's on you. I can't tell you how to do that or how to live your life, right? You're going to have to find a way to factor it all in. When you're on, you're on. When you're off, you're off. That's one of the ways that I work, certainly with my tarot stuff. You know, when I'm on, this is what I focus on, and this is where I keep my intention, my energy, my focus. When I'm off, if you saw me out in a bar, you'd be like, there's no way that's Raph. You know, and it's important that you have that clear definition. You know, when you're in your work and you're doing your thing and you're having your downloads and your ideas and you're doing your work, be in it, be all in it. When you're out of that and you're spending time with family and you know, your loved ones and your friends, be in that. Don't cross the streams, right? Have that clear definition between the two. With that said, like I said, I want to wish you all a massive happy holiday season. Happy holidays, happy Yule, happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you celebrate. From my heart to yours, I send you so much love over this month. Have an amazing time and an amazing new year. Take care. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff, and I will see you soon. And before we go, sorry, I forgot to mention, ask yourself, what has this year brought you? We know what the challenges were, but what are the great things, the things that you have to be grateful for, the things that 2020 brought you that you wouldn't have had if it wasn't the year that it was? What are those? Take a moment to list them, to be in that energy, to think about all of the things that you have to be grateful for, thanks to this monumental and extremely interesting year. All right, take care, and I'll see you soon.